Sudan breaks its silence. Khartoum confronts the Abu Dhabi and Addis Ababa access. On May 5, 2026, the Sudanese state adopted a tone of unmistakable resolve, breaking its long silence over the drone strike on Khartoum International Airport. At a press conference in Khartoum, Sudan publicly accused the Abu Dhabi and Addis Ababa access of involvement in the attack, describing it as a direct violation of international law and a grave assault on civilian infrastructure. This was not a routine statement. It marked a decisive shift in Sudan's official posture, from guarded implication to open accusation. By framing the incident as a fully fledged act of aggression, the Sudanese government signaled that the era of diplomatic courtesy with those violating its sovereignty has come to an end. Khartoum is now placing the matter before the international community while making clear that no mediation can be meaningful unless it safeguards Sudan's dignity, sovereignty, and full authority over its national facilities. The military establishment reinforced this message by presenting the data of the S-88 drone, confirming its Emirati origin and its launch from Ethiopian bases. In doing so, the Sudanese armed forces shifted the file from the realm of political dispute to that of legal and criminal accountability. The technical evidence now stands as a direct challenge to denials from the capitals involved, narrowing the space for evasion and increasing pressure in international forums. Sudan's decision to recall its ambassador from Addis Ababa must therefore be read as more than a diplomatic formality. It's a warning signal. Khartoum is saying that strategic patience has reached its limit and that interference in Sudanese affairs will now carry a heavy cost. That cost may begin with the downgrading of diplomatic relations, but it may not end there if further escalation is deemed necessary to defend the authority of the state and the safety of its people. By reactivating the UAE file at the United Nations Security Council and supporting it with fresh evidence related to the airport strike, Khartoum is seeking to break the file out of diplomatic dormancy and place Abu Dhabi under sharper legal and political scrutiny. The targeting of a civilian airport gives Sudan a powerful legal argument, since attacks on civilian infrastructure constitute a grave breach of international law and fall within the framework of war crimes. In this sense, Khartoum is not merely seeking condemnation, it is building a path toward accountability, seeking to isolate the aggressor and forcing the states involved in the conflict to bear the consequences of actions that have now reached vital civilian facilities. The warning that Sudan may respond twofold reflects a growing conviction within the military leadership that statements of protest are no longer sufficient. The trajectory now points toward a more calibrated and forceful response, designed not only to denounce aggression but to establish new rules of deterrence. Sudan is seeking to protect its airspace, defend its territory, and compel those behind such attacks to reconsider the cost of any future violation. What unfolded in Khartoum on May 5, 2026 was therefore more than a press conference. It was a strategic message. Sudan is no longer speaking in hints. It's naming actors, presenting evidence, raising the legal stakes, and signaling that the defense of sovereignty has entered a new and more serious phase. This is Sabah Al-Makki, Al-Auda TV.